So I'm in my bathroom again, and I haven't done like a makeup video in a while, so I kind of thought it'd be fun to do that again. But also I've been wanting to do like a makeup look with this Sailor Moon palette that my cousin got me, and I've used it, but I've just been wanting to do like a full, I don't know, Sailor Moon inspired like makeup look with it. It's just so cute. I thought while I was doing my makeup we could talk about like 90s cartoons, and like maybe you guys can share in the comments what were your favorite 90s cartoons. I was born 1990, so all the cartoons that I saw in the 90s were the prime age for someone to be watching cartoons. This isn't gonna be like a makeup tutorial or anything like that. This is just me like getting ready, doing my makeup, and chatting. I'm okay at makeup, but I'm not like, you know, the best at it. It's kind of like a hang out with me and do my makeup, and maybe you're doing your makeup too, and that'll be fun. We could like do our makeup together. So before I get into it, I just wanted to show this palette because it is gorgeous. I love that it's like the effect where the mouth opens and closes. I have used this palette already. I've obviously used this one a lot, but basically it's just very shimmery. There's lots of like, I love this yellow, and I'm definitely gonna play with the yellow. I love this color as well, the lavender and the pink, and I'm just really into like this whole palette. It's also perfect for summertime. This is like the perfect summer palette. I love all the pastels and the shimmeriness. So this is gonna be fun to play with. I'm just gonna put some concealer on. I know technically Sailor Moon is not a 90s cartoon, it's more like 2003 or something. It was definitely more towards the middle school ages for me. But I remember specifically like always coming home from middle school, running right to the TV and watching Toonami. Right when I got home from school, Sailor Moon was always for some reason, playing. It was just something to look forward to when I would get home. Does anybody remember Toonami? It was like this segment that they would show on Cartoon Network, and they would put like Dragon Ball Z, and I don't remember all the shows they used to show on Toonami because I really wasn't like obsessed with all the other shows. It was just really Sailor Moon. If any Sailor Moon fans are watching right now, have you watched the new Netflix show that came out for Sailor Moon called Sailor Moon Eternal? Because I haven't yet, and I've been meaning to, and I will, but I just haven't gone around to it yet. I'm gonna use a little bit of like this powder just to kind of give my face some like warmth, I guess. If you were a fan of Sailor Moon, tell me in the comments who was your favorite Sailor Scout, because personally, it was Sailor Mars for me. To me, she was just like so, I don't know, she was such a badass. Like, I thought she was so cool. I also really did love Sailor Moon herself. Like, she was definitely, I mean, how can you not love Sailor Moon? But Sailor Mars was always my favorite, and my cousin, the one who gave me this palette, Yvette, her favorite Sailor Scout was Sailor Mercury, and we would always pretend that I was Sailor Mars and she was Sailor Mercury. We've been meaning to dress up like Sailor Mars and Sailor Mercury for some kind of like, in Miami we have like a SuperCon, which is kind of like a Comic-Con of sorts, but much smaller. And we always said like, oh, we would dress up like that one day, or maybe we would actually go to Comic-Con someday and do it. Or just for Halloween, I don't know, but we gotta do it because that's been like on our bucket list for a long time. She actually got me this little Sailor Mars wand, which is so cute, and then also I had the little pen, and I think that it's just such a like, I don't know, it's such a throwback. We would watch it together a lot, and it was just something that was such a big part of our childhood that it's really cool to, you know, have little things, little trinkets that bring you that nostalgia back and like remind you of like what you used to be obsessed with at some point. I'm gonna put a little bit of blush. I just love the look of having really pink rosy cheeks. That's like the goal. I want it to look like I have a sunburn, basically. Not a sunburn, but like that I was out in the sun. Even if I wasn't. I was in the sun for like, you know, 10 minutes. Cartoon Network was definitely one of my favorite channels for cartoons. I mean, obviously Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney. Those are the top three. And for some reason, I don't know if this was for everybody, and let me know if it was different for you, but on my TV back in the day, channel 59 was Nickelodeon, 60 was Cartoon Network, and 61 was Disney. So I literally spent my life just like going back and forth between those three channels. And I think when it came to cartoons, I think I loved Cartoon Network a little pinch more than the other two. Although I really did watch a lot of Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon was like a huge part of my childhood as well. But Cartoon Network just had so much more like, I think the cartoons that are the most like nostalgic for me at this point in life were the Cartoon Network ones actually, like Sailor Moon and Powerpuff Girls. I used to love Powerpuff Girls. Me and my cousin would pretend that I was Bubbles and she was not Buttercup, she was Blossom. And we would always like, I remember this like little note she sent me once, like she drew a little card for me and she drew herself as Blossom and me as Bubbles, and she was like, me as Blossom and you as Bubbles, and like we would watch Powerpuff Girls like all the time. I'm trying to make sure I don't have any leftover eyeshadow on my brush. but I just feel like Powerpuff Girls was like one of the best cartoons like ever on Cartoon Network. And then of course there was Pokemon, which was another big part of my childhood. Pikachu is my favorite, and I loved watching Pokemon. That was another show we used to watch all together. My cousins were basically like my siblings. I would be there every day during the summer and like pretty much sleep over all the time. And all we would do is watch cartoons, and like Cartoon Network was probably the place that we would spend the most time at. I would watch Dragon Ball Z a lot because of them, but I was never like personally a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Also Yu Yu Hakusho I think they used to watch, or Naruto. I don't know, I get confused because those are all to me the same. But okay, so I'm gonna start off with this like, I need to start off with like a base. So I'm just gonna start off with like this to warm, I don't know what I'm doing by the way. I'm just gonna start off with this to kind of warm the whole lid up, I guess. Powerpuff Girls was just so much fun. I loved all the villains and how they were never really like good villains, like Mojo Jojo, and like there was the Fuzzy Lumpkins who would just yell at people for being on his property, and like the show was funny because it had like the worst villains, but they were all comical and it was just a big joke. Oh, and then Dexter's Laboratory. That was another huge show for us. We would watch that a lot. Just the way that Dexter was as a character, the way he talked. Dee Dee, his sister, was hilarious. Like that show we used to watch a lot. And also Courage the Cowardly Dog. That was another one that we just were obsessed with as well. There was something very spooky about that show, but not to the point where it was so scary that it would like give me nightmares or anything, because I was a little chicken when I was a kid and I would get nightmares easily. So now I'm gonna go for this yellow. I'm just dying to play with this yellow because nothing to me is more Sailor Moon than this yellow. It just like looks like her hair. And now I'm scared. I don't know, should I just go crazy and put it all over my lid, or should I have like a... I think I'm just gonna make yellow like the base color everywhere, and then we'll figure it out. Again, I'm not good at... Eyeshadow is always the hardest thing for me. I don't know what I'm ever doing. But I just start playing with colors and I'm just like, oh, sure, that works. I just like how it looks so like sunny, like it's a perfect summer color, like yellow. Who would have thought? There are so many shows on Cartoon Network that weren't necessarily my favorite, but I would watch pretty often, like Johnny Bravo and Scooby-Doo. There was Ed, Edd and Eddy. That was another one. I would watch it often, but it wasn't like I was like, that's my favorite show ever. Some of the weirder ones, like Cow and Chicken, I remember that was a weird one, which reminds me of Nickelodeon, how they used to have some really weird shows that I never really understood when I would watch them. I was just like, what am I watching? And Ren and Stimpy is one of those where it's just like, the show is just gross, like I don't even understand. It's just a weird show. There was another one. What was the other one that was super weird? Oh, Ah, Real Monsters. That one was kind of weird. Yeah, there was some of those weird shows that I really didn't like love. But I will say at Nickelodeon, the top shows that stick out memory-wise, like the most nostalgic is Rugrats, of course. Rugrats was like my go-to show for so long. Like the #1 show I probably watched on Nickelodeon. Second place would probably go to Hey Arnold. Like I remember there was this one episode where they did the Carmen opera, and I'll just never forget. That was like my favorite episode ever. I think third place would have to go to Doug, because I definitely loved Doug. And now looking back at those shows, it's like you start to realize that they were kind of like, well, I think Rugrats was great, but I think I don't know, they're weird shows. Like they're not like super great shows, but back in the day, like that was amazing. Also, what I used to love about Cartoon Network is that they would show Looney Tunes and all like the old school, like Tom and Jerry, and just like old school cartoons, you know, not just the new ones. But Nickelodeon had more of like the modern, I guess, like cartoons, if you would say. Now I'm gonna mess around a little bit with this pink, and mainly I'm just gonna put this pink like at the top here, I think, as like a highlight. Now when it comes to Disney, I liked Disney Channel shows way more than I liked their cartoons specifically. I did watch some of the cartoons, but most of the shows I remember the most of Disney Channel were like Lizzie McGuire and Even Stevens, and like actual people shows, you know, not cartoons. I used to like the Proud Family. I remember that one. And I remember, is the Animaniacs, was that Cartoon Network or was that Disney? Now I'm not sure. One thing I did used to love about the Disney Channel was that they used to have like a TV series for Disney movies. So there was a Little Mermaid TV series and I used to watch that. I think there was an Aladdin one. I'm not sure, but I remember there was a few like Disney movies that got turned into like a TV series. And specifically Little Mermaid I remember watching a lot. Put a little bit more of this pink in like this, I don't know, corner area here. I'm not gonna lie though, I was never like a huge fan of Darkwing Duck or DuckTales or a lot of the cartoons that Disney Channel had during those days. Okay, I'm gonna mess around now with a little bit of this like pink purple color. Just a little bit. I remember Nickelodeon, I don't know if this is 90s anymore or if this is considered like early 2000s, but there was SpongeBob, of course. I mean, that was a huge one. And there was Fairly Odd Parents. I do remember Cat Dog. I don't know, I feel like this color is just starting to turn the yellow into like an orange, and I want more of a pink. I'm gonna try out this one and see if this is more of a pink. Oh, another cartoon I just thought of that's Disney that I loved is Kim Possible. I feel like that was such a good one. And I remember like a bunch of other cartoons that I don't even think were on any of those 3 channels. Like I don't think it was Nickelodeon or Disney or Cartoon Network. They were like somewhere else. But I remember like there was Recess and the Magic School Bus. Oh, and Daria. I did watch Daria sometimes, but again, I don't know what channel that was or where I would find these other cartoons, because it feels like the only 3 channels I remember the most are those 3. I feel like, am I getting like, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I don't know if I should keep going. Every time I get to this point where I've got something going, I get nervous about like going harder and adding more things. But I really want yellow to show up more. So I think I'm gonna put some more yellow. But the yellow is starting to turn into like an orange. I'm gonna put it more here on the... We're just basically gonna keep blending yellow and whatever this color pink is. I feel like I've got a sunset on my eyes. Like I got the color of a sunset going. I don't hate it, but I don't know if it's, I don't think it's giving me like Sailor Moon vibes. I was kind of thinking something else in my head. There's this one color here that I'm not sure what to do with. It's like, I don't know. What is this? Is it just shimmer? Let's just add shimmer everywhere. I'm just gonna add some of that. I don't think it has a color. I think it's just literally just glitter. Oh, can you even, I don't know if you can tell, but it's just like adding glitter. So a few other cartoons that come to my mind, just like whatever pops in. Rocket Power, I remember that one. The Wild Thornberrys, those are Nickelodeon shows. I remember The Simpsons and South Park and what was the other one that was famous? Beavis and Butthead were all these like cartoons that I didn't like at all. And to be honest, I still don't really care for those shows. Like I don't really get the hype. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm thinking of taking some of this yellow and kind of like going down here. Is this a bad idea? I want to do something funky. Like I don't want this to be like a normal look. Like I want it to be, I guess you can't even tell there's yellow because the yellow is so subtle. I don't know. I don't think that did anything. Should I do some like gold or should I go for lavender? The lavender might be cool, but where would I put it? Should I put it like in the center here? I don't know what to do. You know what? Let's go for gold. I've never used this color. I've used this lavender a lot, so it's something. And we're just gonna, I don't know, I guess right here in the center. Oh, cool. I don't know what just happened. Maybe I could put like a little pinch. Let's just go crazy while we're at it. You know what? Let's just do a little bit of this. Let's just do a little bit of this purple. And we're gonna just put it like right here. Just like a little hint, you know, like. I know the whole idea of eyeshadow is to keep building and to keep blending. I feel like I never know when to stop. And also like, I don't even know if some of the things I'm doing are showing like the way that I think they would. Like in my head, I'm like, this is what it's gonna look like. And then it just starts to all blend, and now I just feel like, I don't even see any of the colors that I just spent all this time and I don't even know what I did. And now I feel like I just gotta keep going. Let's put some more pink and just keep having fun, honestly, at this point. Oh, that looks cool. Just gonna keep on going. What other cartoons are there? I'm trying to think. This is super random, and comment down below if you remember the show. It's called Brace Face, and I think it was Cartoon Network, or I don't know if it was Disney or what, but I remember there was a show called Brace Face. Oh, I don't remember the name of the show, but there was like these 3 girls, and they were like superheroes or spies. They were like secret spies, and I can't remember the name of the show right now. There was Gargoyles and Batman, Captain Planet, he's our hero. Oh, Teen Titans, that was a fun show. Okay, this time I'm gonna I'm gonna keep going. I don't know when to stop, but I'm just gonna get some of this purple stuff, or pink, and go now under here since the yellow never really showed. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop, right? I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed. I really wanted to go for like a very, let's add more yellow. Let's just keep adding more yellow. Another one I just remembered, Rocko's Modern Life. That was on Nickelodeon. There was also like Pinky and the Brain and Angry Beavers. I remember that one, kind of. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap out a little bit of mascara to cover up all the eyeshadow that fell onto my eyelashes. Magnetic eyeliner. Okay, I did my eyeliner, and I'm getting like Pikachu vibes from the yellow mixed with the black eyeliner. I kind of went also really heavy with my eyeliner. I don't know why. Like, I never know what's about to happen with my eyeliner. I just kind of go and see what's coming, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, today it's gonna be thick, so we're going for a thick look. So before I put on my eyelashes, I thought it'd be fun to play with my waterline and put a little bit of like a white effect to it. Yeah, I have to look at the mirror. The more white you put in your waterline, the more of like an anime character you look like. It really makes your eyes look bigger, and like, you know when people put their eyeliner and they actually like, the eyeliner goes like into that area? I think that looks so cool. I wish I was, I don't know, brave enough to try it, but I've never done it. And obviously I know this looks crazy right now, but then what you do is you put a little bit of your mascara so that it looks more like a cartoon character almost. And that is very Sailor Moon, okay? So at least I've got that down. So have I gone through all the 90s cartoons already? I feel like, I don't know if I can think of any more. I feel like I'm trying to like trying to go through, I didn't like do any research ahead of time, and like, I'm just trying to figure out like which ones pop out of my brain. So if I'm missing any, feel free to let me know. Well, this isn't really 90s cartoons, but I definitely used to watch Flintstones and Jetsons on Cartoon Network, and I know again that's not the 90s, but they were on my TV screen in the 90s. This will look better once I have my eyelashes on, but I'm also going to take some of this white and put it down here to kind of be more dramatic. I know it looks so crazy, and just kind of make my under eyes way more white. I don't know. I'm just trying to have a fun time here, okay? And now I think I'm gonna go ahead and put more pink. Oh, there you go, that looks cute already. Blush, the more blush, the cuter your makeup looks. I think, I don't know, that's my theory. It's time to put my magnetic eyelashes on, and these have a like tint of purple, so that's fun. They're like a cartoon character. I feel like, do I have like anime eyes? Because that was the idea. I have these little stickers. So I'm just gonna have some more fun, and I'm gonna like pop them around to, I don't know, I feel like this is Sailor Moon, and I just feel like I need more, like, I just need more. I just need more. That's all I know. Ooh, another one I just thought of, Invader Zim. Does anybody remember that show? It kind of didn't last that long and it went away, but I really liked that show before. It's weird because that's a show that I remember in Hot Topic there'd be like a ton of merch for it, and I was always confused because the show didn't even last, like they took it out. So how come, like, how did that happen? Is this weird? This is kind of fun. Last thing is I'm gonna take the eyeshadow and use it to give myself lipstick because that's always something you can do. That's fun, you know? And then I'm gonna take some of this. Now I definitely look like a space person. Like, I don't know what I just did. This is like too funny. Did I go too far? I feel like I'm going to like a music festival or something. but this is the idea for my Sailor Moon look. I'm not sure if I love what I did, but honestly I'm just gonna take it as it is, and I'm gonna add my Sailor Moon like accessories that I planned to put together for this, so be right back. Okay, I got my Sailor Moon shirt, and I don't know, I did something and I had to show my little Sailor Moon necklace, and I actually ended up finding my Pokemon cards, so I thought it'd be fun to like show them. If you already came this far, if you're still here, then you get to find out what Pokemon cards I still have. I've got Bulbasaur, which is like, to me, like, I wonder if this is worth anything. I have to look it up. I don't know if these things actually are worth anything anymore, but some are worth money. So we got Eevee, one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is Vulpix. We have Ekans, Paris, gotta love Slowpoke, Abra, Staryu, and I don't know if this matters anymore, but Super Potion. I don't know. I used to have a Pikachu and I don't know where it is. Hopefully you enjoyed going down memory lane and the 90s and the early 2000s with me, and kind of relived our childhoods, hopefully. Comment down below and let me know what's your favorite cartoon of the 90s or the early 2000s, and toodaloo.